Hello friends, welcome back to Software in Java. So agenda of this video is to understand how a microservices connecting to the database. So in this video we are going to use the SQLDB for storing and retrieving the data. So without wasting our time, let's start coding. Here we are going to create the Maven build. So let's select Maven, language will be Java. Spring Boot version, let it be selected whatever default is selected. Let's change the group ID of J. We are going to create a user service. So put the artifact name is user service. Just a demo of HQLDB. Correct the package name. We will use con.softj as a package. Any one packaging mechanism you can choose, either jar or var. So I am selecting jar. So you can change the Java version accordingly. Here we need to add the dependency. So first dependency which we need, that's string wave. After that we need Spring Data JPA, as we are going to connect through the database. So we need to perform some database operation. That's why we need Spring Data JPA. And then we will use H2, as I'm going to use the HQL database for storing the data. So I'll use the add the H2 dependency. Another dependency we need, that's Lombok, for creating the getters and setter. So for now these dependencies are enough. Let's generate the skeleton. Our skeleton is created and it's downloaded. Now our project is downloaded. Let me extract it. I'll extract it to the demo folder. Okay, now project is extracted. So let's import it to the IntelliJ IDEA. Trust project. Let it download the dependencies files. Now our project is ready. Let's start doing changes. So first of all, I'll rename this application.properties to YML. YML. Now we need to create some packages. Let me create that. First of all, we need controller. Then we need service package. We need repository. For creating our entity classes, we need model. So creating model package. In the service, we will create the implementation of the service. So need impl. Now create the entity class for user service. So here I'll create a class with name users. annotate it with entity, annotate with no args constructor, wrap all args constructor at the rate data. Here we will create some properties in this class. So first private long id, username, user group. Our id is going to be auto generated and it will be the unique identifier. So I'll add annotation id. In the annotation I'll add generated value because it is going to be generated automatically. So in the generated value I'll define the strategy is equal to generation type auto. So now our entity class is ready. Let's create the service classes. In the service class, first of all, I'll create an interface. User service, annotate it with @service. I'll create another package inside this for creating the implementation classes. In this package, I'll create user service simple. This will be a class. IMP. Notate this as well @service. I'll create a repository class. It will be an interface. User repository factory. Let's annotate this with @repository. Extends JPA repository users. Okay, now our repository is ready. Service is ready. Repository is ready. In service, let's create an instance of repository. Auto hire it. Here we need to save the users and also we need to fetch the users. So we need to create two separate methods where we can save the users and retrieve the users. So create create users. Here input will be user. User repository dot save user. Let's import the users class, save user, and the we will create get user. Find, find all. Now our service class is ready. Let's add these methods to the our interface. Okay, so we public. Here we do not need to add anything, but it should be public. Now our service repository and entity classes are ready. So let's create the controller class. Here I'll create user controller. I'll annotate it with @rest controller. Provide the request mapping for this controller @request mapping request mapping slash user. Now create the endpoint for save the user and get the user. But before that, let's create an instance of user service. So private user service let's auto wire it a auto wired. Now create the method there we will return the users create users. Let's it's post mapping as we are going to receive the object of user from the client. So let's annotate it with post mapping here in request body are going to get user user. Let's import this retrive user service dot create user in the endpoint for getting the user, that is going to be get method. So create that public list of users, get users, get users. Annotate it with get mapping. I'll create another endpoint where we are going to fetch the single user with the help of ID. So that later I'm going to use that, uh, so that I'm creating right it now. So that is also going to be a get method. Just I'm copying pasting it. Get mapping, get user. Here we are going to get the ID from the client. So at the rate path variable is ID long ID. So get user with the help of ID. Here single user is going to be returned. So let's remove this. Let's create this method. And by ID. So now our service is ready. Here we have created two endpoints. One is for creating the user, and that is for retrieving the all users. Third one we have created for retrieving the specific user with the help of ID. So let's test it. So let's start the application for our testing. Just I'm starting it. Okay. You, what's wrong? Okay. User service. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hmm. We forget to implement the user service in our implementation. So let's implement it first. User service. Let's start again. Okay, now our service is started. Open the Postman. Let's call the get user service. There is nothing we have created, so let's create something first. Body. Okay, let's just I have copied and pasted this payload. So just create the user. Okay, this user is created. Create another one. Okay, I have created two users. Now let's call the get method. So here we can see all those two users are received. Let's try our another service where ID specific user we have to get. So just put the ID of second user in the path. Yep, that's good. So our service is ready and it's working fine. So that's it for now. Yes, another thing I want to cover in this, as we can see, the Tomcat started on default port 808. If we want to change our application to use a different port, then we can configure that in application.yml by using server colon port just server colon port colon suppose 8052. Can separate it line. Let's place this. Yeah, save it. Now restart the application. Now it is running on 8052. Okay, that's for now. Thanks for watching. If this video is meaningful for you, then definitely don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Thank you.